Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Destiny 2 weekly reset for December 15th, 2020. Today is the beginning of the Dawning event, which is basically their winter holiday event in Destiny 2 they have every single year. There's some special stuff going on. In the past Destiny 2 events, it has revolved around baking cookies, giving them to different vendors in the tower, and they give you different resources and access to the new weapon. The new weapon this year is going to be a fusion rifle, and I've already taken a look at all of the different perk options. I do see some PvE options with auto-loading, but mostly it looks like a new Erentil, a new PvP fusion rifle. It also has better stats on a lot of different categories, including stability and range, which makes it an exciting weapon. So we'll see exactly how well it fares in the next coming weeks. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. That is a very loud tree. Let's get started by talking to Eva Levante, obviously the first part of this event. I've also heard there's some glitches here. If you end up getting the oven before the quest, you're gonna not be able to progress. So make sure you get the quest first. That's what I hear. And I got the quest and the oven, which is good. So if the oven works the same way it's always worked, and it says oven 2.0, so it's the same type of thing as last time, all you do is you put in a certain number of ingredients plus some Dawning essence, and then you get a cookie. So for example, if you put in an ether cane and a delicious explosion, I imagine this is the Zavala one, right? And then 15 essences, you get Gala Doodles. And then you can take your learned recipes, and you don't have to memorize all the stuff. Instead, they'll just all be listed out here, and there's obviously some new ones for this year. Now, each and every single one of these things has a very specific recipe. A lot of these things, again, are from previous years. They're already there because I have already made them. You could probably find a full guide of what we currently have online. And keep in mind, I will be making a full guide for the Dawning this weekend, so you can have pretty much everything that I've learned, from the weapon to the best way to farm stuff and how to do things and all that whatnot. Oh, hey, look, you can mess around with the snow. Okay, it's just like Europa. You get to mess around. Yay. Something very satisfying about sliding through that much snow. And then after you make the Gala Doodle, obviously you give it to Zavala. And again, you get one of these types of cookies from many different vendors in the tower and outside of the tower, including last year. I think Riven actually received some, so maybe the final boss in the new raid will also receive one. We'll have yet to see. You know, I can't help myself. I have to mount this tree. Like, there's just something egging me on. I must get to the top of this tree. Close enough. And then after that, once you see Zavala, then you go back to her. I assume then she's going to give you the Sparrow Quest, and then also give you a bunch of, and then a bunch of bounties. Ooh, these are nice looking bounties. I do like the new look of these bounties. And obviously you're going to want to get all of these kinds of bounties, especially this one, because it gives you Bright Dust and apparently Dawning Spirit. So Dawning Spirit is something new, and it seems like it's only on these additional bounties. Maybe Dawning Spirit is an extra currency you can spend on something later on. Right, so it seems like the rest of this quest, one step out of 14, is going to be going to a bunch of different vendors. I do not know if it's going to be including the new cookies we don't really know about. I assume you can make those cookies ahead of time, but to get all the stuff, you're just going to have to play the game. So I recommend just playing the game, getting all the essences you need, getting all the types of enemy kills that you need. Just start playing, doing all the things that are there, and you'll get what you need. What can I say? When I finished Iron Banner, I finished immediately. I was done, and I didn't want to see anything of it again, so I left everything in my inventory. Woo! 12 is heaven, God. Hey, home. This is my palace. No, nobody can have it. Excuse me, man. Yeah. That's exactly what I thought. I thought that, oh! Okay, never mind. I will be going. Moving on with the regular weekly resets, starting up with the Nightfall Ordeal. This week it will be the Scarlet Keep. The Scarlet Keep being Hashladun Shadowkeep mission. The champions this week will be Barrier and Unstoppable, and this particular strike is one of the later game strikes, so usually higher scoring. I imagine 1250 will be plenty to get your 100k. The heroic burn for this week will be Void Singe. The rotating crucible playlist this week will be Showdown. Showdown is the revive one, yeah. So it's team deathmatch, but with revives you can take points back and all that whatnot. And in case you have not heard, they have updated the lure to be a max charge of 5 now, and you get double the rate of whatever you're doing back into the lure as you did before. This is something that I thought was a good addition. We'll see how it works. So one thing that I did notice that was different, perhaps I actually just completed the sabotage and didn't realize it, but maybe the Empire hunt for this week is the warrior. Perhaps it's a daily thing. The first time I've seen it, so just thought I'd mention it in case you cared. Moving on to the moon stuff this week for the nightmare hunts, we have things like Skolas, we have Zydron, and we have Tanyx, which is funny because Tanyx is in the new raid for the 3rd or 4th time. I would say the easiest is definitely going to be Zydron. You can sit up in the rafters and shoot him forever until he dies. For the Garden of Salvation raid this week, it will be to the top. It's going to be taking place in the 3rd encounter of the raid. This is going to be the encounter that you actually kill the Harpy boss, and in this encounter, you have to deposit 10 motes anytime you deposit motes. So instead of doing 5, 10, 10, 5, you have to do 10, 10, 10. And on top of that, the Deepstone Crypt also has a challenge called Red Rover. This is the first instance I've actually seen a challenge on the raid. I imagine enough weeks have passed that they have a full rotation, and now they're going to give us challenges. Now, I don't know what the Red Rover is. I imagine you can Google it. By the time this video is done, somebody will probably have figured it out. But I also imagine that these challenges will be triumphs and more pinnacle gear. If you want more pinnacle, it's a great opportunity. But most likely it's going to be the first encounter. Moving on to the Eververse items today. Ooh, I do like the fact that they have some Dawning stuff on sale immediately. Oh my goodness gracious, there's the Sparrow I saw on Twitter. If you wanted to get yourself a old-timey mini micro, you have the opportunity to do that for silver. And as always, I imagine there's opportunities to get this available for Bright Dust in the event, so don't worry if you can't get it now. Most likely it will be sold for Bright Dust at some point. Again, most likely, not always. But obviously we do have a lot of different things for this event, a lot of different ornaments, ghosts, transmit effects, and a bunch of stuff. Let's go over the things that I can see. First and foremost, for the different items we have here, Hard Pack Shell, which is basically just a snowball. It actually has a smiley face Cyclops with a unibrow. Definitely do like that. We have the Graceful Spin, which just has you spin like, ooh, actually, I remember this spin. I did want this one. This is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna get this one. This is definitely something I'm gonna forget I have and completely just never used. We got the Dawning Festivities, which makes you look like this. Perhaps I should equip a different weapon to make this a little bit more obvious what this does. So this is what it, wow, okay. So it looks just like the armor would look like on the weapon. For the other, wow, okay, some new stuff here. Usually they don't start the first week with some new stuff. The other Bright Dust section, we have the Polar Vortex from last year. We have the Glad Tidings, also the ship from last year. We have a new Ghost Shell, which is the Emberwig Shell, or at least a shell that I don't actually recognize, which is pretty cool. Has its own little ghost projection on top. Imagine you can have a second ghost projection, but that's a pretty nice looking Sparrow. You also get that Bread Sparrow, which is just, this was also something from last year where you just kind of open an engram and it's bread. It was a meme at the time. I don't know if anyone still uses that meme. Moving on, we got some things like the Comfort Dance, which is the dance that looks like that. We also have the Ice Capades, which you're trying to slip or not slip on some ice, and you just keep doing that over and over. Some transmit effects, some ghost projections. These things are pretty fun. I would highly recommend getting a few of these. My personal favorite being the gift. Yay! Guardian and a gift! You also got some more shaders if you want to make your weapons and armor look very festive for the current event. Neopop Wave, a very visually impactful shader. Same thing we saw before. And then finally the Dawning Hope, which reminds me of Midnight Talons, a very early good shader we had. And lastly, let's take a look at the Bright Dust section. This is going to be the new armor set. Specifically, this is the new Titan. On screen right now, you can see all the different classes. They probably released a picture I'll put on screen right now. Depending on which class you're currently on is the ones that you will see. And on top of that, you can also see all of the previous years as well. And on top of that, you can also see the fact that it is silver or Bright Dust. So if any of these armor sets really appeals to you, you can get them for Bright Dust. There's a new finisher called Happy Trails, and I do get this reference. It's the Die Hard. There you go, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. You also got this Perfect 10, where you just kind of go, oh, beautiful, like an ice skate, straight through the knot. Gotta love this. A bunch of different things you can get, some ornaments. So this is, oh, okay, I saw this. I didn't know what this was. This is the Xenophage ornament. I thought this was a new weapon. And a bunch of other things. This Ghost Shell, I hope it's sold during the event because its light just kind of go on and off. A bunch of other things along the way, including some of the old Sparrows, the new Sparrows, some stuff where we throw some snowballs, a new ghost. There's so many different things that you can get that are available right now for silver, in case you wanted to buy it for silver. That is a very smooth ship. Look how smooth that thing. You could kill somebody with that thing. And finally, for Hawthornes Inventory, showing off her weekly raid challenges. I guess, I might as well get some of these so I can flesh out my collection. The weekly raid challenge for the Last Wish raid is gonna be Keep Out. This is gonna be taking place in the 4th encounter during the Vault encounter. And in this encounter, you're not allowed to get any of the yellow health knights into the center circle area. And that is going to be pretty much the end of the video. I don't know why they make these like buckets of light, but it's real fun, and sometimes the AI gets stuck on it. But yeah, that's the end of it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments down below if you have questions, concerns, tips, tricks. Also, stay tuned for my dawning guide that will be happening this weekend. It will include all of the different farming methods and everything that I do know about the event. Everything the most optimal way possible in a document that you know and love. Also, make sure you come check out my live streams that I have right after these videos, as well as all the times you can see on screen right now at twitch.tv, link in the description down below. We play lots of stuff, usually open lobby, raids, dungeons, pinnacle stuff, or just random stuff for the dawning. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name's Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one.